Hey guys, this is Rylan with Land Insights, and today I'll be going over our new feature we just released for pro users only. And that feature is called DealFlow. So DealFlow is designed to sell your MLS listings faster. It's been created from tons of experience from the founders on how we sell our listings and how the algorithm works on Zillow and how we can optimize our listings so that we can sell them faster. And I've been beta testing this product for several weeks now. And just in the last week alone, a couple of the actions DealFlow told me to do, I actually took that action and we got offers within a few days of that action, which is pretty crazy. So I'm going to be going over this feature and how you can use it today. So if you're on Land Insights Pro, you'll go into your sidebar over here and you'll click DealFlow. And you can see I have a few random listings up here that I'm going to go over. And I'll also go over how you upload your listing. So I'll just start with how a listing looks. So it pulls in your information on your listing, pulls in the description, the photos, and a bunch of analytics, which I'll be going over in a second. But basically, you pull in a Zillow link and it collects that information, and then we start tracking it. So it's very important. As soon as you see your Zillow listing up on your land deal, you're going to want to put it in Land Insights so that it starts tracking. Otherwise, if you put it in 2 weeks later, it's only going to start tracking from that day. So it's not going to collect the information from that 2 weeks that it's already been listed on Zillow. So it's very important that you instantly put it in. And basically what we're doing is we're analyzing the traction score. So how well the algorithm in Zillow is doing, how many views you're getting, how many saves you're getting over time, and how that relates to any actions you take. So right here we can see a price change, and then we can see an increase in views over time. And we can also see an increase in saves over time based on that price drop, which was an action that DealFlow told us to take. So I'll go over how to analyze all this in a second. I'm just going to go over how you add a listing first. So you're going to click add new listing, and then you need to pull in a Zillow listing. So you need a Zillow URL of your land listing. So you're going to have to go into Zillow and go find your property and take that URL. So let's just say this was my listing. I just put this up. We're going to take this link up here, and then we're going to add it, and then we're just going to talk about what we bought it for. So this deal is listed at $153,000. Let's just say we bought it for $85,000. Estimate exit price. Let's say we estimate it to sell at $125,000. Our agent fee, so the realtor commission, standards like 6 to 8%. So let's say 6% is what our agent is charging. Any estimate miscellaneous costs. So let's say we paid for a survey. Maybe we paid $1,500 for a survey. And then our closing costs probably around like $4,000 total. Deal type, you can put in either a cash close or a double close. Let's say this is a double close. Our marketing channel was direct mail, and our date under contract was, and then let's say it's 3 months later, our contract expires. Okay, so then we're gonna click track listing, and then it's going to start collecting that information. Takes a few minutes for it to populate. But I'm gonna show you what it looks like as soon as you upload it. So like I said, it's important that as soon as you add it, or as soon as your listing goes up on Zillow, you add it, because this is what it looks like. This one got added yesterday and it just started tracking. Whereas you go back, you see this one, it's been tracking for several days now because it was added and then it started tracking. So again, it's important you add it as soon as it's up on Zillow in order to start tracking it. So from this listing here, you can see suggested action. It says your current price looks good. Keep your listing price as is for now, based on your listing's current traction. So it just got added, and our traction actually sucks. It's at a 0. So we have 0 saves and 8 views, but it says our listing price is good and it says it's very competitive. So we can click here and we can see any listings that may be listed higher than ours. Ours is actually listed the cheapest relative to any similar acreage properties out here. And we can look at these as well and see how they compare to our listing. And then we can decide whether or not we want to drop our price from there. But right now it's saying just keep it as is. We're going to start collecting information. And then after some time, we're going to tell you, hey, you should either drop your price or you should just relist. In this situation, I'm thinking it might tell us to relist because it's competitively priced and the listing grade is a B, which means like it's a decently good listing based on the images and the description, but there's no traction. So maybe the algorithm just doesn't like us at this point. So we should just relist. So I am assuming that's probably what it's gonna tell us to do. And then it tells us how our listing is. So listing grade, well optimized based on photos and description, gives us kudos on what we're doing well. There's a long description, mentions how the property can be used, no negative concerning keywords, like maybe a flood zone is in there. If there was like flood zone in there, it's going to tell us, hey, you should probably take that out, or you should take out like unbuildable, something like that. Listing description, engaging, specific copy, listing as 35 images, over 10 is good. So it's telling us like everything that's good, and then recommendations to make our listing better. So it's saying use horizontal landscape orientation for listing photos when possible, add a parcel boundary outline to the cover photo. So if you can see here, it's like, hey, where's the property at? It's hard for you to tell where the land is if there's no outline on the property. So it's telling us we should do that in the cover. Include at least one boots on the ground photo in the first 5 images. Include at least 3 photos in the first 5 images. And then it says replace GIS screenshots with actual drone or ground photos. You can see right here, this listing had a GIS image in it, which the algorithm doesn't like. Okay, so you can see your deal breakdown. So based on what you filled out, the information here, you can see your buy price is 60, sell price 20, and then based on your agent commission, your closing costs, that's what your estimate profit is going to be if you sell it at that price. And then you can see your information, contract signed, date, and then we can see the agent's phone number. So if we need to go call our agent, say, hey, dude, you need to relist this, or you need to change up the photos, we can just quickly call them from here. And then you can take notes, and it saves forever. So if you need to collaborate with your team or you need to take notes like, hey, we need to drop the price or something like that, it's saved there forever. You can also add attachments. You can star your notes. If you need to add an attachment on photos or something random or like a closing docs, you can add it in here. And then I'm going to go analyze the traction score and another listing that's actually been tracking. So we can go here. We can go to this listing. So we can quickly see this listing looks a lot better. Our traction score is a 92, which is really great. Listing grade B takes a lot to be an A. But if you're around like a B or higher, I enjoy that listing. I think it's a good listing. So I'm going to go over traction score, but before I do that, this is a very important thing to note before you start analyzing traction score. So listing views and saves are sourced from Zillow and are based on a 30-day moving window. Basically what that means is it's going to tell us if we look at Zillow today and there are 71 saves and 688 views, that is in the last 30 days before that, okay? So today minus 30 days, that's how many views and saves have happened in that. So if we go tomorrow, it's going to adjust by 1 day and it's going to tell us how many views and saves have happened in that 30-day window. Boom, boom, boom. Which is why it's important to start tracking your listing the day it's up. You want to track it the day it's up because then we can see changes in activity and views and saves. If we see a downtrend, that means your listing is doing bad and you need to take some action in order to push that back to the top of the algorithm in Zillow. So just an important note to take there. Okay, so we can see since March 27th, that's when this was added, we had a 100 traction score for a long time. So this listing has been doing really well. It's got a really high traction score, really good listing grade. These photos look amazing, and the price is very competitive. You can see the score is 97%. There's only one listing that's priced lower. We can go look at that, and it's our own listing. That's the Redfin listing. So we are priced optimal, and our traction score is telling us like, hey, this is probably going to sell. So that's our traction score. That's relative to views and saves. And then we can look at page views over time. And then you can see actions that were taken since you added this into Land Insights. So Land Insights noticed, hey, there was a price change. You dropped the price. And now you can see, oh, it's doing a lot better. Our page views went up and up and up and up. And then saves, it also went up and kind of plateaued. But this is really good news. Like, if we did an action and there was a positive reaction for traction score, saves, views, probably means we're going to sell this property pretty soon. Okay, and then you can see the history and all the events that have taken place on this listing. It's been listed for 4 months, listed at 149, and then it's dropped to 125. And Land Insights DealFlow is really liking this listing so far. So based on my experience using this tool, I've had situations like this where we dropped price and we got a big influx. If we were at a traction score of 100, that usually meant we got an offer within probably a week of us taking that action there. There's also been situations where we've dropped price as much as we can, and we're competitively priced, but the traction score sucks. Our views and saves, it's been on the downtrend. DealFlow told us to just relist it with the realtor. We relist it. It's price competitive still. It just goes back to the top, and then we get an offer that week. It's actually crazy how that works. So I'm really enjoying this tool. It's cutting down our turnover time, and the quicker we can turn over our properties, the more profitable our business is going to be. The quicker we can snowball that money into more deals, and it's amazing in my opinion. This is one of my favorite features we've released in the last couple of years. So really excited to bring it to you guys. Again, this is a Land Insights Pro only feature. So if you guys aren't on Pro and you're interested in seeing what else we have on Land Insights Pro, you can go ahead and book a demo call, landinsights.co/apply. You can go ahead and book a demo call there, and one of our salespeople will be able to give you a demo of our tool. We'll also give you 1,000 free leads you can start marketing to tomorrow. Also, I missed one thing. We can see our total estimate profit, total sales value of all of our listings, and then we can also go into a table view, and we can see a breakdown of information on here. So like this is the double close listing we just added. You can see our contract expires on this date. So if we need to make moves before that contract expires, maybe we drop the price, relist. We want to make sure we do that in time before our contract expires. And then you can see it break down like what kind of deal is it, double close, cash close, and then all our stats on that listing, price advantage, days on market, traction, so on and so forth. And then what's really cool that we've been doing as well is when we, get an offer, we'll push it over into the table. Offer accepted, in title, and then when we sell it, we just keep it there, so we can always go back and see like, which listings did the best for us, so that if we need to go find a new market to remarket to, we can go in and say, oh, this listing did really well, maybe I should go remarket there and get another deal there, or this listing did really bad in this county, I'm never marketing here again. So it's just a database of all your sales and how they performed, so that you can make accurate decisions moving forward on what you should do with your listings. And then we can see here, this is the listing we just added. And again, we're on day 1, so we have to let it roll for a few days in order to get an accurate estimate of how our listing is going to do. It already says our price is not competitive, so we may want to adjust our price, drop that price and make it more competitive. And our traction score, it already sucks. 2 saves, 55 views. This listing is horrible. it needs better images, needs a better listing, so on and so forth. So it's like kind of an eye-opener for sure. If you've been listing land for a while and maybe you've been doing it the wrong way, it's going to be an eye-opener for you, and maybe you make some changes. And when you make those changes, you're going to see some results pretty quickly in terms of how well your listing is performing and how quickly it sells. So yeah, that's all I can think of right now. DealFlow, go check it out. It's an awesome tool, and I'm super happy to finally be helping out with your guys' dispo process. Hope you enjoy it.